Hola a todos, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Muy buenos días de nuevo. A continuación tendremos una charla en inglés, así que antes que nada, en las opciones van a poder tener dos opciones para poder elegir en español o en inglés, así que si la desean escuchar en español, aprieten el botón. Y también para comentarles que si tienen alguna duda o consulta durante la presentación, no duden en dejarla ahí en el recuadro. So, just to start this presentation, today we're going to talk about Iluminación de áreas remotas and cases of high performance for mining in Peru. We are here with Scott Jones. He's the director of sales. He's with us from LA. And then for the Q&A, we will also have the participation of Roberto Ramirez. He's with us from Miami. So good morning, Scott. How are you? Thanks you for having you here in the EFC Expo.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
No, thanks to you. Just for the public, no, Pelican is a brand that we've been carrying out for the last more than 5 years with the help of Roberto and Scott, and we're glad to have you here in the EFC Expo so you can share your knowledge and all the information that Pelican can give to our principal customers. So let's go with your presentation, Scott. See you later in the Q&A.
All right, very good. Again, well, hello and welcome to everybody. It's a real pleasure to be here to share our company with you. Pelican Products got its start 46 years ago. Back in 1976 is when we first started a business, headquartered in Torrance, California, which is in the Los Angeles area. But we've expanded over those 46 years and have facilities all over the world now. So it's been an amazing growth for the company over those 46 years. But what Pelican Products represents is we're a global leader in the design and manufacture of high performance protective cases and advanced portable lighting equipment. If I could share a little bit about the main products that we design and produce, first and foremost is our lighting products. And our lighting products, we make a large variety for many different applications. Here's some images. One's being tactical, which supports law enforcement and military applications. We have safety, which is probably our strongest category from an industry's perspective, where we make products that are designed to be used in hazardous locations, very prevalent for the safety industrial space, as well as fire and first responders. We have specific things like right angle lights, for example, that provide hands-free applications, as do our headlamps. But then we have another category unique from flashlights that are remote area lights. And the idea behind the remote area lights are situations where you need to illuminate large areas, but without the ability to provide power. These units provide their own power and provide tens of thousands of lumens to illuminate workspaces and so forth. Another thing to notice that we recently have divided all of our lighting products, both the flashlights and the area lights, into two different series. One series we reference as high performance. The other series is safety certified. And the unique difference is the safety certified lights carry that special design that renders them safe to be used in known hazardous locations. However, there's a compromise that occurs with the safety certified lights, where there's typically a reduction in the performance of the light output because it's regulated by heat and temperature, where the high performance series that do not require any safety certifications, we get the maximum performance out of. So you'll see both of these series on a variety of our lights as we go on. The other big portion of our company is the case side of it. And we always are asked by people who aren't familiar with Pelican, is like, you make cases, but cases for what? And when our typical response is, we make cases for everything, the problem with that is it doesn't tell you much. But it's very true that we do make cases for pretty much anything that you need protection for. Guns in the ammo industry is one. The photographic industry uses our cases very prevalently. We have a new vehicle cargo series of cases. If you travel much, if you go through any airport, every time I've been in an airport, you're going to see a Pelican case someplace. And then everyday carry, of course. But the most important thing is if you have a product that's of value and you need to protect it from impact, for storage, and also weather, the Pelican case is the perfect solution for that. Another part of our business is coolers. And it's not just any coolers, but we make long-term ice retention coolers, extreme durability, extreme ruggedness, and we make them in a variety of sizes and designs. So for example, we make hard coolers in an array of sizes, anywhere from I think our smallest is a 14 quart all the way up to a 250 quart, which is huge, and many in between. We make soft coolers, which is a little bit more applicable for people who might be camping, backpacking, and so forth, or just for day carry purposes. And we also have wheel coolers. So for a lot of the larger coolers, once you load it with your whatever you have inside and ice, it gets very heavy. So the wheels are very, very popular. And then we have accessories, including drinkware in tumblers and so forth. So if I can dive into a specific, I wanted to talk about our flashlights in the different categories. So the tactical lights that we make are all under our high performance series. There are no limitations or restrictions performance-wise, and we make a huge variety of these lights. Even though these lights are designed specifically with law enforcement or tactical applications, they can be used for a variety of different applications, of course. And we enjoy and are very proud of the fact that we provide our flashlights to the two largest police departments in the United States, one being the New York City Police Department, and then also the Los Angeles Police Department, many others, of course, but those two being the largest police departments in the country is something that speaks volumes to select our products to use. We're proud of that. Our strongest category in flashlights is our safety certified category. And what we found is that there are numerous applications specific to the safety certified products. And mining would be one of them, but there's many different hazardous environments, whether it's in production applications and so forth. But I wanted to speak a little bit about the various safety certifications that exist. I've noted here a class 1, a class 2, and a class 3 certification. And many of our lights, this particular model I'm showing here, the 3345 model, not only carries the class 1 certification, but also the class 2 and the class 3 in the highest division, being division 1. Also is certified for IECEX, which I believe is very prevalent, in many international countries as well. So the most important thing to understand is that the different classes that I'm mentioning represent different hazardous environments. And it's very important that if you have a known hazardous environment, that you have the appropriate class to match that. There's a misnomer that sits out there that a lot of people believe that class 1 will cover class 2 and class 3, and that's not the case. Class 1 is specific to itself, which is um, gases and vapors. Class 2 represents dust, and class 3 represents fibers and flines. So it's important to identify what exactly the environment is that you're working in order to get the appropriate certification. But in this particular case, this light here carries all 3, so it covers everything regardless of what the hazardous location might consist of. So it's something very important to point out. In addition to that, I wanted to talk briefly about some of the features on our flashlights. This particular one, the 3345 that I have shown here, wanted to point out there's a number of things. You have not only your main beam coming out of the head of the light, but it also has a secondary here, a wide angle spot, a flood beam, excuse me. So you have a flood beam as well as the spot beam in the front. You'll notice the green light at the top of the switch. That's a battery level indicator built into the light. And so that's going to tell you what your battery level is at all times whenever the light is on. And then one other very unique feature that this particular model has is it has a light sensor in the very front of the light. And what this will do is it will vary the light output depending on proximity or whatever the ambient light might be. So for example, if you're in a real dark environment, it will increase the light output. If you're in a real bright scenario, it will dim the light. And if you're real close to something, it will dim the light. If you go further away, it will increase the light output, all automatically. And this is a feature that can be toggled on or off at your leisure. So this is a product that offers a huge variety of features that people have enjoyed. Moving on to this next product is another flashlight that's very unique in the sense that you'll notice the material that it's molded in is photoluminescent, glows in the dark. The whole idea behind that is you'll be able to find the product even in a dark environment. It's been very, very well received in any dark environments that people have in order to locate the light. But in addition to that, this too, you'll notice, has the battery level indicator built into the switch, which is a feature that we are incorporating into as many lights as we can, because it's a huge value for people that use their lights in order to do their job. You don't want it to run out of batteries prior to the job being completed. In addition to those items, this particular light, you'll notice, has 2 different beams. The large beam is for a spot beam for distance. The small beam is a wide angle, which is a flood beam. And it provides a high, medium, and low, and a flashing mode in both flood and spot. And you can run spot and flood at the same time. In addition to that, the head articulates. So it could be you can vary the articulation to give the light right where you need it to do the job. There's a clip on the back as well as a magnet that's incorporated into the clip for hands-free applications. And that becomes extremely handy where you can use the magnet to attach the light, again, to free your hands up in order to do the work illuminating your workspace, of course. Extremely popular model. This particular model that you see is in the high performance series, but we make an exact copy of this light in the safety series as well. Moving to our headlamps, the thing that's the strongest point about the headlamps is hands-free applications. And we make a large variety of headlamps of different performances and different features. Headlamps typically utilize a strap, a head strap, to attach it. But in many applications, such as helmets, the straps become a little bit of a challenge. They tend to move or slide or slip off. And the picture in the bottom here, you'll notice there's no head strap. And the reason for that is we've designed an attachment that allows you to eliminate the use of the strap, and it attaches to the helmet, and then the headlamp actually clicks and locks into place into that, still allowing the headlamp to articulate up and down so you can direct the light where you need it, but it eliminates the need or the necessity for a strap. This, in addition to that, this particular headlamp that you see, the model 2760, has some very unique features to it, because not only does it have the main beam, but it also has two additional LEDs that are mounted in a downward angle that allows you to illuminate your reading space and or your walking space, and makes it very convenient to have a conversation with a fellow worker without blinding them. In addition to the high performance, you have varying levels of light. And then in addition to that, it also provides full-time battery level indication for in this particular model as well. Looking to the future, we have our newest product. We're always coming out with new products, new designs and so forth. We are extremely excited about this soon to launch. This new 9050 lantern light will be launching within the next month, and it provides an incredible amount of light output. If you'll notice the performance, it's over 3,300 lumens out of this particular light. But what makes this very unique is you'll notice in the front of the beam, it has not only a spot, but a flood, or you can run spot and flood. And in addition to that, it has rear mounted LEDs, which has been very popular in order for people to look to see you from the rear. But one of the additional unique factors of this is the flexible battery system. The light runs and comes with lithium ion rechargeable batteries, but can also run on alkalines as well. So here's a couple of images to point out some of the unique features. So not only do you have a spot beam that comes from 4 different LEDs in the center, but there's a ring of what's called cob. It's chip on board. It's a large number of small LEDs that provide a flood beam. And so again, the ability to have a spot beam or a flood beam, or you can run both at the same time and have a spot and flood, producing over 3,300 lumens. It's an incredibly powerful tool lighting wise. On the bottom left, you'll notice this is an image of the rear mounted LEDs. These are notification LEDs that you can change the color from green to red to blue, are the 3 different color options that you have. In the upper right-hand corner, this is showing a representation of the battery flexibility. You can run, like I said before, rechargeable lithium-ion batteries. You can run disposable alkalines in a variety of different quantities to get varying performances or runtime. So the options there are tremendous. And again, we've also incorporated the full-time battery level indication into the light, which again, we feel is so important for people that are using our lighting tools to do their job. And then I wanted to mention our remote area lights. You'll see here, there's a whole family of remote area lights. And what makes these unique is that they're all self-powered. So they have batteries built into them. They're all rechargeable batteries. And you'll notice there's smaller single head units. There's larger units that have 2 heads, and even a larger one with 4 heads. The dual head and the 4 head unit all collapses down inside of the Pelican case that it comes with. But we also have a tripod version as well, which is a different configuration that has varying capabilities and collapses down into basically a tube, makes it very easy to carry and port around. But wanted to also mention the 9455 that you'll see here is a new safety certified area light. It's our very first Class 1 Division 1 area light. And we're extremely proud of that because there's been high demand for a powerful area light to be able to be used in a Class 1 safety certified environment. and we worked for many years to bring this to market, and it's been very successful. The light output that you can expect out of these is about 6,000 lumens per head. So the 4-head unit that you'll see there in the 9470 is providing over 24,000 lumens of light, and you can articulate the heads to direct the light in 4 different directions as needed. Again, very, very popular for places that need to have bright areas illuminated where there's no power available. And one more new product to share with you. This too will be launching very soon this year. And it is very similar to the previous tripod area light that we just showed you. But the unique difference between this one is this is added to our safety certified area lights in a tripod format. Again, carrying a Class 1 Division 1 safety certification. The mast extends up 7 feet and provides over 2,000 lumens of area light. Extremely popular in demand for this, as well as our existing safety certified area lights. So we're looking forward to this being added to the line. And then moving to some of our other products, our cases is probably the largest portion of our company's business. But as we have high performance lights and safety certified lights, we also have different series of cases. The Protector series is our historical traditional Pelican cases, but we also have recently added the Storm series, which is a very similar injection molded case that in a variety of sizes and shapes, with some with wheels and so forth, huge varieties to choose from, a variety of colors as well. And then the Air series is something new for Pelican. And the unique thing about the Pelican Air, what makes that special, is their lightweight cases, still providing the same level of protection as our other cases, only with a special blend of material that provides it even lighter material. And then we have an economical series called the Vault series, which is a whole line in itself in an economical version, if you will. And then we have personal cases, which are of the smaller type for small electronics, personal equipment, and so forth. Again, offering that protection, that rugged protection for outdoor applications, weather, and so forth. And then moving to our coolers, the coolers have been a huge, huge success for Pelican. Again, we have the hard coolers from anything very small, as seen in the picture down below, to up to 250 quarts, which is extremely large, and many in between. The wheeled versions that I mentioned earlier are very, very popular due to the ease of carry. We have a line of soft coolers, and then also drinkware. And we have, 6 different models of drinkware, from tumblers to water bottles, and again, in a variety of different colors and so forth. So been very, very excited and happy about all these new products that we're bringing to market, and continue to work to provide the right equipment for the applications that are out there. And with that, I wanted to make sure we mention our website, because as there's such a large variety of products that we offer, it's hard to cover everything in a short period of time. But if you go to pelican.com, we display and show all of our products that can be reviewed at any time. And with that, I wanted to go ahead and see if we can open this up to questions. And I know Roberto is here to join me, hopefully, and we can field any questions that might be asked.
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Scott, for the presentation. It was great to have Pelican here and to have all this information on our site, so that the audience can know more about Pelican. Now, I will give the pass also to Roberto, so we can talk about the Q&A and talk about your presentation. Welcome, Roberto. Thank you to have you here in the FC Expo. How are you?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to participate in the expo. I would like to thank Scott Jones for his presentation. So Scott has a lot of experience in this area, and his presentation was very interesting and very effective. And I think the clients and the users have had a very clear idea of the products Pelican offers.
First to Scott, then to you, so we can figure it out and help all the audience. So first of all, I know you can hear, you're going to help me with this, Roberto. And talking about maybe the presentation, can you be talking about more of the Pelican product portfolio? Which are your main categories, and principally for Peru, for mining, for industry? What are the portfolio you recommend?
For the mining specifically?
Yeah, yes, for mining or for industry. What can you recommend of the portfolio?
Yeah, basically our products, as Scott mentioned, are widely used in all industries, not only in mining. Every single industry in the market is a potential user of our cases. Of course, we have a wide range of lighting products like flashlights and rolls that are widely used in the sectors, industrial sectors, mining specifically. But we also have, as Scott also mentioned, the cases. Cases are used for any type of applications. We use the cases to transport, storage, and protect any sensitive equipment in all the industries. Scott also mentioned about probably the cases business is the biggest portion of our business worldwide, and so it's an interesting tool, and it can be used to protect and storage products in all sectors. And you will be amazed how products are being affected by the elements in the market. So if you storage food or clothes or whatever you need to storage, it has to be protected on a case that will not allow the humidity to get in, or will not allow any elements to affect the interior of the case. And the other area, the coolers, the coolers were developed specifically for the sporting fishing sport goods area. However, the coolers, we have been selling coolers to the mining, to the petroleum area. They have up to 10 hours of ice retention, 10 days, of ice retention standalone. So you can imagine having the ice available for that long in I think we have a problem with the audio, right?
Yeah, but now it's working fine. It's okay. We can hear you, and thanks for the explanation about all the portfolio, Roberto. Now we're having some question for Scott right now in the chat. What are the difference between the safety certified class 1, class 2, and class 3? I know you explained it, but can you repeat it again, please, Scott?
Sure. And appreciate the question, because it is something that is confusing and should be better understood. So there's 3 different classes, and class 1 represents gases and vapors, where class 2 represents dust, and dust could be anything from things that seem safe. So, for example, a grain elevator, where you have grain dust in the air. It could be wood dust is another application. It could be food particles from food manufacturing. Anything that's fine enough to be suspended in air actually becomes volatile. And then class 3 is fibers and flines, which is just a different type of materials like fabrics and so forth, where there's fine pieces of that suspended in air, makes it and becomes volatile, just like a gas would be, same thing. But depending on what the environment consists of, you need to make sure that you have the appropriate certification on the flashlight or whatever tool that you'd be using in that environment. So that's the key thing.
That's great. Thank you, Scott. And talking about the flashlights, Roberto, one question I ask them, if you divide them in categories, and which is the principal one that you sell right now?
Flashlights, it's depending on the sector, but definitely the safety approved flashlights are the biggest portion of the market. And it depends on the end user, but in the industry, safety approvals, it's our biggest line. If you go with the, for instance, for the tactical flashlights for the law enforcement or military, then you'll be seeing more of that type of business in the sector. Of course, the industrial area, mining and oil and gas also uses the tactical flashlight for security purpose, where it's not required the safety approved certification. So in the surroundings of the areas for the security persons to control the access and manage the security of the facilities.
That's great, Roberto. Thank you. And I have here another question about the norms. Scott, does Pelican adhere to the Ansi Fl1 Standards?
Yes, another good question. Yes, we do. And for those that might not be familiar with what the Ansi Fl1 standards are, they're a set of standards that have been created by a number of flashlight manufacturers in order to allow the end users to be able to do a fair and accurate comparison, and it allows the manufacturers to be held accountable for performance specs. So, for example, the amount of light output that is given in lumens is something that's a registered process. So the numbers that you see advertised are accurate. The other most important feature of the specifications is runtime. So not only how much light output the light might provide, but how long will it provide it. That information is captured, as well as ingress protection from water and dust, as well as impact resistance. So all of these different performance capabilities are captured and monitored and to be held accountable. So when you look at the product and the packaging on the product and the specifications, you can trust the fact that it's accurate. One other thing that I wanted to mention that I was remiss in is Pelican's warranty on our flashlights. It's a lifetime warranty, and that's something that has been very, very important to us in order for people to rely on the products from a lifetime perspective. So we have to make sure that we make really good, durable products that will last a lifetime, and we stand behind them.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. And for you, Roberto, does Pelican has any warranty for the flashlights?
Yeah, that's exactly what Scott just mentioned. Lifetime guarantee for the flashlights.
Okay.
And
lifetime guarantee. Okay.
There's some conditions. Of course, the batteries are not included in some sort of conditions applied, but the lifetime guarantee for the flashlights. The Rolls has a different guarantee conditions, the remote area lighting systems. They are limited guarantee because of the la naturaleza del producto. And so that's basically the guarantee for the year. If you go to the pelican.com, and there's a link for the guarantee, and it will explain specifically by product family what are the guarantees for each of them.
That's really great. And Scott, I have a couple of questions here from Pedro Capcha. He's talking about the lanterns, the flashlights, the 2760. He wants to know like the autonomy of these flashlights. How many hours it's the autonomy of these ones?
Yeah. Okay. So that particular to answer that question, the 2760 is a specific headlamp. And the Ansi standards, the performance specs, you can find it on our website, but the run time and the light output is going to vary depending on how you run the light, because there's different levels of light output, and the brighter that you run it, the less amount of time the batteries are going to last. The lower the light output, the longer it's going to last. So it's like driving a car. Like, you know, how much gas you're going to use depends on how fast you drive. And so there's a variety of that. In addition to that, that particular headlamp has a main beam that provides a large amount of light output, where the two smaller downcast LEDs provide less light output but run a much longer period of time. So depending on whether you're running one or both and at what levels is going to vary and change the light output in lumens and the run time in minutes and hours. But that particular product runs on 3 AAA batteries. That's the power behind it, and the performance specs specifically can be found on our website.
Okay, that's great, Scott. And about the 2760, again, Wilbert Galdos is asking, how is the 2760 model placed without the band? Is any element necessary in the helmet?
Yes, so the headlamp comes equipped with both a head strap and what we call a strapless adapter, and the strapless adapter adheres to the forehead of a helmet by a 3M adhesive peel and stick, and then the headlamp locks and clicks into that adapter. That allows you to eliminate the need for a strap. It's very simple, very lightweight, and easy to work with.
Okay, that's great, Scott, and thank you for answering all the questions for the public. And now I go with Roberto. Roberto, you can help us like closing this presentation. It can be in Spanish also for all our Spanish speakers here in Peru. So you can help us closing this presentation and talking and resuming everything in like a couple of minutes about what is Pelican and what's the powerful of this brand. Thank you, Scott, so much for the presentation.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, David. Muchas gracias nuevamente por el tiempo para presentarles a Pelican. Pelican es una empresa americana con sus headquarters en California. Como explicó Scott, tienen desde el año 76 en el mercado, tiene presencia mundial, es líder en desarrollo, en diseño y en fabricación de linternas de alto rendimiento para distintos sectores, cajas de protección o empaques técnicos garantizados de por vida para protección contra humedad, golpes, polvo. Cumplen las normas militares más exigentes en el mercado, se utilizan en todos los segmentos, en la industria minera, seguramente aviación, militar, médico, todas las industrias lo utilizan. Es el estándar prácticamente de la industria en temas de empaque técnico. Garantías de por vida, obviamente varía dependiendo del segmento. Por ejemplo, las cajas Pelican y Pelican Storm, Pelican Air están garantizadas de por vida, pero la Vault by Pelican es un segmento más bajo para un precio de introducción más bajo. donde no se necesita el producto premium, pero aún se necesita la protección, y diseñamos una línea de Bolt by Pelican que tiene una garantía limitada de 3 años, obviamente a un precio más bajo. Luego unas líneas de las hieleras, que aunque fue desarrollado para el sector, digamos, de consumo masivo, la industria en general lo utiliza con muchísima frecuencia. Las hieleras con una retención de hielo de hasta 10 días, sin ningún tipo de digamos, soporte eléctrico, la minería, el ejército, el sector petrolero la utiliza con mucha frecuencia. Están garantizadas por vida, realmente no tienen ninguna limitación de durabilidad. Realmente son muy robustas y han sido aceptadas en el segmento industrial con muchísima aceptación. Creo que básicamente ese es digamos, el portafolio completo. Me faltó un tema que era el case rotomoldeado, que no hablamos en la presentación, y que es una tecnología diferente a la de inyección, que te permite personalizar cajas y hacer tamaños en tiempo récord, sin necesidad de tener un molde. Y podemos personalizarlos con sensor de vibración, de choque, de humedad, ruedas, portadocumentos, etc. Esa es otra línea interesante que definitivamente Pelican es líder en el mercado. Además está decirle, bueno, muchísimas gracias nuevamente por el tiempo y por la oportunidad de presentarles a Pelican, y les deseo muchos éxitos a todos. Gracias.
Perfecto, Scott. Muchísimas gracias para Scott, muchísimas gracias para Roberto. Muchas gracias por poder estar acá hoy día con nosotros y poder participar de esta EFC Expo. Ahora en un par de minutos comenzaremos el bloque de Fluke, acompañados de Sebastián Chacho, y luego para la parte de preguntas nos va a acompañar Jorge Palomino y Diego Peña. Así que les doy el pase para que puedan hacerlo. Muchísimas gracias por participar y los esperamos en la siguiente. Muchas gracias.
Para alcanzar tus metas, es clave contar con las personas correctas y elegir los sistemas y procesos adecuados. EFC tiene más de 50 años de experiencia brindando soluciones integrales de abastecimiento para las principales empresas y proyectos del país, con más de 150.000 códigos de suministros industriales y una nueva plataforma de compras B2B online. Nos enfocamos en ser los mejores aliados para tu gestión, pues vivimos y creemos en la mejora continua. EFC, ¿lo necesitas? Lo hacemos.
Los accidentes ocupacionales se pueden evitar. Estar bien preparados es una obligación. EFC apoya la implementación de la seguridad en el trabajo, capacitando en el correcto uso de equipos de seguridad, brindando soluciones de protección de pies a cabeza, con los mejores equipos de protección personal, para estar listos ante cualquier necesidad. EFC, ¿lo necesitas? Lo hacemos.